And now it's time for an icon flashback.
Hi, I'm Doc O'Shea. Welcome to the first installment of Icon Flashbacks, a look back at highlights from the East Coast's largest convention of science fiction, fact, and fantasy, and other icon events. This time we're going to look at the 1997 Gallun Awards ceremony at the Icon 16 convention. Sponsored by the Science Fiction Forum of SUNY Stony Brook, the Gallun Award is named for the late Raymond Z. Gallun and awarded annually for excellence in science fiction literature. Ray Gallun was a prolific writer of science fiction and a frequent guest and friend of Icon conventions. In 1997, the Gallun Award was presented to co-recipients Harlan, Ellison, and Julius Schwartz. Also regulars at Icon, both names are synonymous with excellence in science fiction literature. Harlan, more force of nature than mere mortal, is considered one of the finest writers of short fiction in any genre, authoring startling science fiction such as Again Dangerous Visions and Slippage. Harlan also writes screenplays for television, movies, and is currently the conceptual consultant for the hit TV series Babylon 5. A unique personality, it's rumored that he has yet to have an opinion he's kept to himself. Julius Schwartz is probably best known for his association with Superman, the DC Comics title he edited for over 30 years. Julie is also the super agent of science fiction, having represented such great authors as Ray Bradbury and Robert Heinlein. Julie is a much-loved regular at Icon, holding court and enthralling everyone he meets with his soft-spoken wit and sparkle. Longtime friends, Harlan and Julie presented each other with their awards. Julie's quieter wit and Harlan's acerbic and clever energy provided a wonderful counterpoint to each other. But don't just take my word for it. Let's take a look.
It says recipient Harlan Ellison for outstanding contributions to the genre of science fiction, presented by the Science Fiction Forum at Icon. Harlan has received so many awards. I hope he's not embarrassed by receiving one award. He's won so many Hugos, so many Nebulas, so many Edgars, so many Life Achievement Awards, and so on. Harlan, come on and get it.
They gave me a Lifetime Achievement Award of the World Fantasy Convention. And when I got up to get it, they said to me, would you please try and be gracious? And I looked up the word and in fact found out what it meant and tried to be as gracious as I could possibly be. They play a very interesting game with you. If you last long enough, you will get an award. All you have to do is stay alive long enough and they will give you an award. Sometimes it's a gold watch, sometimes it's a very nice plaque. The real awards come from just hanging in there long enough to be able to get them. Now, I get these awards not because of my charming personality. No. Julie, Joe, Ray Gallun, for whom this award is named, were all wonderful, kind, decent human beings, not to mention enormously talented, all of them. All I have going for me is the work I've done, because people say, that guy is not a nice fellow. So I take these awards as a great honor for my craft. And I thank you all for recognizing that and transcending all of you to reach above and beyond, to give an unfortunate creature such as myself an award of this considerable merit. Because Ray Gallun was a wonderful writer and a dear, dear man. For those of you who are coming to Icon and you've never met him because he passed away, you missed meeting a really terrific guy. And I thank you ever so much for the award. Oh, wait a minute, there's more yet. Hello. Every once in a while, life is mostly just making do and getting along. There are times when you look back and you say, God, it was really great working on the LA Free Press during the 60s and 70s. It was really terrific working in comic books during a certain period. And you know that those are pivotal moments. They're great times. If you're lucky, you know they're great times. And in each of these periods, there is someone who is the pivot around which it all revolves. And sometimes it's a director, and sometimes it's an actor, and sometimes it's a writer, and sometimes it's Marvin Kittman doing Monocle magazine, and sometimes it is Julie Schwartz. Julie Schwartz is a real founder and foundation stone of science fiction and comics and the whole genre of imaginative literature. He's been there all from the beginning. In the early Pliocene, Julie very first Saurian writer. Very few people know this. You're a tough crowd. It's hard work. It's hard work in this room. I have nothing to do with the heat of the food. You better laugh because I get violent if you're not attentive to. Julie was Ray Bradbury's first agent. He actually sold H.P. Lovecraft's The Mountains of Madness to John W. Campbell Jr. for Astounding Science Fiction. He has been and was the editor of Superman for 30 years, and he's just a real mensch. He's also one of the world's greatest yentas and could make Poison Ivy nervous. Mr. Schwartz, would you come and get your awards?
I'll tell you a little bit about Raymond Z. Gallun. Harlan mentioned that he was a frequent guest here. What a wonderful writer he was. I originally heard and knew about Raymond Gallun back in the early 30s. He had written a wonderful story for Astounding called Old Faithful. And I was an editor of a fan magazine at the time, and we were giving out the first awards ever handed out in science fiction called the Jules Verne Awards. And Ray Gallun won that award for Old Faithful. Now let me skip 40 years. The Nebula Awards are being handed out. And Jack Ellison, as president, took the responsibility for the first time ever handing out an honorary Nebula Award. And that would be to a friend of his who started to write science fiction, didn't succeed, but he did achieve a measure of fame in science fiction. His name was Jerry Siegel, the creator of Superman. And to receive this award, he invited Jerry Siegel to come from California, but he couldn't do so. And Jerry, who's a close friend of mine, asked me to accept him, which I did. After the ceremony, everyone's running around meeting people, and this fellow comes up to me and says, "Julie, I'm glad to see you." And I said, "I'm sorry, I can't place you." I said, "I'm Ray Gallun." I said, "Old Faithful." To show that Old Faithful, everyone who comes to Icon, year after year, as we are, you are all a bunch of Old Faithful. I thank you very much for that.